1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. This happened last time too. I don't know why the audio starts like slow. Huh. Oh well. I'm gonna put this in Discord real quick and then we will officially get started. And we are good to go. Hey, Cotty. That's me. I'm Cotty. Everybody loves Cotty. Alright, let's take a look at the playoff picture first with 4 weeks to go. I definitely expect this to change a lot considering how close the wildcard race is. There's no clear top dog right now. I think the Packers are 9-3 and the Patriots are 8-4. So, I mean, these seedings will change a lot these next 4 weeks. I mean, the AFC West has 4 teams at 6-6. So, literally anything is mathematically possible. Week 14, we're going to be watching the Diablos and the Chiefs. Obviously, both teams are 6-6 in the AFC West. The Chiefs killed us in a watched game earlier this season, so hopefully we can have different results. And then week 15, we are watching the Jets and Patriots. Jets are starting to play a little bit better. They look kind of like a possible wild card contender. And we have not seen New England since week 1. So I wanted to watch them again. Alright, without further ado, I guess we can start. Ree! Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 2. Siri chooses 1, so that means we're going to use her the Chiefs. Oh boy. Actually, hold on. Before we start, before we begin, I do want to make a couple slider changes. I want to make it more offense favored. Still. There we go. Did I set Ben Roseman as my starter? I knew I forgot to do something. Thank you for reminding me. Let me just double check I didn't miss any other things. Nope. I was going to forget there. I knew I had to do something. There we go. I imagine you'll want JT Barrett as number 2. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay. Good. Octi, I got pizza. I just had pizza earlier. Very delicious indeed. Everybody loves pizza, and if you don't love pizza, you're a psychopath. Because I say so. They are an 82, we are an 81. What's good, Crockett? Coming in at a perfect time. Winner of this game will be tied for first place. Oh yeah, we have Tom Brady as our backup, I forgot. So we have 2 X Factors now because of Brady. With the dev trait regression, he'll probably move down to Superstar at the end of the year from Superstar X Factor. Because he's not putting up any stats for the last 6 weeks of the year because he's a backup. Here, let me show that real quick. So for the dev traits, it is 50 X Factors, 75 Superstars, and 44 stars at the end of each season. So I'm happy they brought back dev trait regression because I think it's realistic. Tank season in Toronto, boys. What's good, Apple? Welcome. Oh, hey. This could be the final stream on the PS4, by the way, fellas. I'm getting my PS5 tomorrow, barring something crazy. So, I don't... Actually, no, scratch that. I don't think offline franchises carry over. So, I think OFL is staying on PS4. Jaguars, I know I'll be able to carry over to the PS5. And Madden for next gen doesn't come out until December. But I still think I can play it on next gen as if it's current gen. I don't know if I can play offline franchises though, so it doesn't really matter. But oh well, I don't think we've played at our home stadium before. That's a cool thought in the end zone. But 2K, that next gen game is already out. I'm very excited to play that tomorrow. And I do plan on moving the Cavs series to next gen. I know you can't carry over my leagues, which is like super annoying. So I'm gonna have to like do a bunch of stuff with the rosters and players and stuff. It'll take a while, but it will be worth it. It'll also be worth it for this Diablo team to lose out and go 6-10. I bet against us in both games for OFL buck betting with $5. I have no confidence in us whatsoever. You're taking it out today, Octi? You're probably right. I think we are as well. Poggers. Alexei Smirnov. Smirnov's been cooking. He has been better than I expected. Not that I expected Smirnov to be bad, but I did not expect him to be this good this quickly. I think it's probably fair to say he's the second best rookie quarterback. I think Isaiah Thomas has been better this year. And then certainly Phil Riddle and Riley Painter in that discussion. Painter obviously has the most upside, considering he's X Factor. As in the chat for PS4, Major F. Well, not betting for Week 15. Yeah, this is Week 14, so you still have time for your Week 15 stuff until Week 15 starts. Okay, that's how you start a game. Is that Hawkinson? I was wearing my my Hawkinson shirt yesterday, I think. He gets 37. Well, that's something. Don't diss the Russian rocket. I'm sorry, comrade. We will not dish you. Yeah, you're free. I say. Yeah, you guys probably need to lose games. What do you got? What are you guys? 3-9. So that means you're tied for like I think the second pick with the Thunderbirds and somebody else. I forget who. But yeah, you guys could use some losses. I think 7-9 is very unlikely to make the playoffs, but in a bad AFC, I think it's mathematically possible that a 7-9 team could. I don't think it's likely, but I mean, there's a chance it could happen. Another flag. That was a late flag. It's probably not holding. No, it is holding. Fun. Probably on us too. Yep. 2nd and 26 because of 2 holding calls. That's a major oof. Still a solid start for us, but 2nd and 26 is not ideal, I would say. Oop. What's good, Colin? Welcome. Alright, I haven't checked the college scores in like an hour. Let me see if there's anything crazy I missed. I'm kind of curious. Speaking of crazy stuff, what a play! Is that Juju? What a dot, first off, by Locke, and Juju with an incredible catch. Arizona's tied with USC. I didn't see that coming. Notre Dame's beating Boston College. Pretty good. Miami obviously beat Virginia Tech by 1. Yeah. North Carolina, Wake Forest was 59-53. I mean, North Carolina's offense is really good, but sheesh, does their defense suck that bad?
Number 28, Josh Jacobs, the ball carrier.
Huh. Sam Howell threw for 6 touchdowns. Hartman threw for 4. Holy cow.
At the Chiefs' 10-yard line.
Well, I guess Wake Forest and North Carolina are trying to imitate the Big 12. Huh. Bree got them bets in. Is Locke 5 for 5? He is 5 for 5. Your DB got Moss? That is correct, yes. 4-12 season makes me have a below record at the end of OFL 21, below 500. So if you go 4-12, that would make, what the hell, what in God's name was that throw? I guess he was just trying to throw it away, okay. I was going to say, but, I mean, you'll be 8 games under 500 going into next year. I mean, this won't help your all-time record, but let's say I'm going to try to, I think I want to get through at least 5 seasons, because I want to go through that, like, really big free agency period of all the stars. So I'd like to get at least 5 seasons in, and if we go quicker towards the beginning, which we are, then that should be no problem. We could probably get more than that. Saturdays are worse when the Ducks aren't playing. That's what you mean. Yes, yes. Our game starts at 7 against Washington State. Legion's team's gonna lose by 30 tonight, and it's gonna be fun. Would you say beating an FCS team by 44 is good? Depends doesn't really matter how much you beat them by as long as you beat them. I mean, you don't want it to be close, but I think you should be feeling good about your Flames. You clearly said Buckeyes? Yeah, but I interpreted that as Ducks. Ooh, we almost made a play on that ball. Nick Boyle's having himself a nice year for a blocking tight end. Well, I guess he's the starter here. But for a guy who has superstar abilities because he's a blocker, those are impressive numbers through 12 games. As in Ohio, I don't know who the Ohio State Buckeyes are and why they're special. I only know the Oregon Ducks is special. The Thunderbirds play Baltimore today? I didn't even know that. What a tank bowl for the ages. Loser probably has the inside track at getting the #1 pick. I wish I put that game on the poll. Because that would have been fun. That would have been ugly, but that would have been fun. Cue the tank bowl music. There's one of the prop bets was that Josh Jacobs runs for more yards than everybody on the Chiefs combined. I think I said yes for like $4, so hopefully our run defense is good today. Octi, rest my starters, do what you want. If you put it in your depth chart, I'll do it. I mean, that would take a couple minutes, but I guess it wouldn't be that long to do. Imagine actually playing to make the playoffs. Look at those losers, I know, right? I mean, we kind of are, but yeah, if we make the playoffs, we're not going anywhere, so I really don't care that much if we win. I think the Chiefs and the Chargers are both a lot better than us. I think the Chiefs are a legit team going into the playoffs, and then the Chargers have been really good too. I think they're legit. I don't think we are. I think the Chiefs and Chargers are really good, but I don't buy the Raiders, even though they won 5 in a row, and we are not that good.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
You need defense. We need defense too, and right as I say that, we got a strip sack, and that's going to be taking the distance for a strip 6. A strip 6. I've never heard of that being a real thing. A scoop and score. I don't know who 54 is. I wish we had jersey numbers. I wish we had names in the back of our jerseys. Yes, we do have jersey numbers. Who is 54 and who had the sack? Josh Uche had the touchdown. Okay, who had the sack though? 93. That is definitely Jonathan Allen. So Jonathan Allen with the strip sack and Josh Uche with the scoop and score. And they're not going to challenge it. Isaiah, what you doing? I mean, it's only 10-0. This game is far from over. Look at Tom Brady holding kicks. That Diablo's font is kind of, I think it's unique. I think it's unique. The D looks cool. That's what she said. But didn't notice the stream was on. What's good, Boomy? No problem. You guys played the 3-9 Thunderbirds in this first game. I don't know who you play in Week 15, but you have an absolute tank bowl for the ages in your first game. I could totally see Madden just saying, screw it, let's make this backup quarterback, Ben Roseman, lead the charge and win by like 30 for Toronto. I could totally see them doing that just because it's EA Sports. And EA Sports defies logic. Okay, well, it looks like the Chiefs are going to get that touchdown right back. Jeff Okuda got burnt by Calvin Ridley. Okay, I'm liking the offense so far today. I mean, granted, our only touchdown was on defense, but still. This has been a fun game so far. I want to make these sliders as fun as possible. Maybe I made the QB accuracy too high, but well, that was quick, and it's once again a three-point game within the matter of about 10 seconds. Do I have permission to change Jarrett Stidham or Stadium? What? Oh, like name? I mean, we already changed Goof, so we might as well, if you want. Jarrett, sit him. Sit Jarrett in favor of Goof. What was that, Nick? What? Oh, well, I mean, you did fumble it, to be fair. So, Nick technically can say what you're doing, but then you also just totally launched an 80-yard touchdown, so I guess that's like an in-your-face moment, I don't know. So Isaiah makes a bad play, resulting in a touchdown for the opposition, and then he makes a really good play, leading to a touchdown for his team. On the bright side, that was not a long run. We want to avoid long runs for the purpose of prop bets. And we need Josh Jacobs to cook. Let Jacobs cook. We're taking the Russell Wilson slogan. Let Jacobs cook. Funny QB names is our quarterbacks. You have to draft like the most ridiculously named quarterback in the class, which should be out within the next week, by the way. According to conversations with FG earlier in the week, the class will be up within the coming days. Who is everyone's prediction for the OFL Bowl? Oh my word, I don't even know. I mean, the Patriots look like the only true contender in the AFC. Maybe the Cougars, maybe the Chiefs. I'm going to say New England, though, in the AFC. In the NFC, I'm going to say the Bucks. I'm going to say the Patriots and the Bucks. And I'm going to pick New England to win. What's good, Chiefs coach? Welcome. Not me versus not me. I said no on the Jacobs bet. Let Locke cook. I mean, if Locke cooks, that's cool too, as he gets sacked there. Flying start to the quarter, and we're going to have to punt it with good old Johnny Hecker. Oh, heck yeah. Actually, punter slash kicker, Johnny Hecker. Let Goof cook. Brady Bowl. Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. That is for Brady Bowl. Well, it's a shame that Brady is on our team as a backup. Chiefs have it back and to try to take the lead, and that's, well, I mean, it's caught for a loss of like 6. I think that was Josh Uche with the hit. I don't know why he threw that. But, oh well. I mean, it works out for us, so I'm not going to complain. Second and 16 now. IT gets it to Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen might be the most underrated receiver in real life. He is so good and so consistent. What is better, though? Jarrett Stidham or Jarrett Stadium? I feel like you got to go with Jarrett Stadium. Why did you catch that? That's a good question. He probably should have tried to drop it. Boyle on the first play. Good news, he caught it. Bad news, it was for -6 yards. You love to see it. 3rd and 8 now. They're half the distance to the first down marker. Isaiah loves to take his time in the pocket, and today that has proven not to be good for him. Myles Garrett with half a sack. I think Uche was there as well. EA Sports pocket awareness. It's in the game. I wonder what Madden 21 for next gen is going to be like. I'm really curious. I've heard that the new 2K, which I guess I'll get to play for the first time tomorrow, it sounds like they did a really good job on it. I'm curious to see what Madden for next gen is like. I'm curious to see if there are any changes at all to franchise or even the layout. Like 2K, they changed the layout for the new My NBA mode, which is the My League replacement. So I'm curious to see how they change that. Madden. You're like Justin Herbert? I can see that. But you've played like the best quarterback in your class. Justin Herbert is not so far. And I know people are going to disagree with that. As a Duck fan, I love Justin Herbert, and I'm very happy to see him succeeding. But I think Joe Burrow has been a tad bit better this year. I think it's super close. I think they're both ridiculously good. But I don't know. Burrow just has that it factor. Not that Justin Herbert doesn't, but I don't know. I just think Burrow's been a tiny bit better. Let all 50 of Naruto's running backs cook. That's so true. What scheme do you have for the QB to scramble? Well, I use the Saints playbook. That doesn't really help with scrambling. That just more helps with ridiculous passing stats. But, I mean, if we're talking schemes, I mean, the spread offense is good for mobile quarterbacks. Let Ravens QB cook. I think it's Josh Allen, yeah. Let everyone but us cook. Yes, it is Josh Allen. The lesser of the two Josh Allens. Okay, Locke. Okay, Locke. He is diming today. I am very impressed. I don't know if Drew Lock views Tom Brady as competition and is scared. If that's the case, buddy, you don't have to be scared. You're not getting benched for Brady. But, I mean, shoot, he's looking good. Let my mom cook because it tastes good. Maybe the Ravens have a pass rusher, Josh Allen. I mean, it's possible. I mean, this Josh Allen is white and has a cannon for an arm. The other Josh Allen happens to be goated in other sim leagues and is on the Steamers, who are better without a coach. What's good, Doctor? What's up, Mr. Rob? Welcome, my friend. We are getting very... I am surprised we're playing this well. I figured if we lose today, I'm rooting for the tank, and if we win today, I'm rooting for the playoffs. So, looks like I'm going to be disappointed when we go 8-8 and get a not all that good of a draft pick and miss the playoffs as the 8th seed. I mean, based on how the AFC's been this year, I wouldn't be surprised if there is an 8-8 team in the playoffs because this conference just is not good. The NFC is super deep, the AFC just is not. Kind of like last year in the OFL. The NFC was far better than the AFC. The NFC West was the best division outside of the Rams last year. That has not changed. The AFC North sucks, but I mean, at least the Cougars are pretty good here. Last year, nobody in that division was good. NFC is always good in the LFL. AFC isn't. I guess so. Glad to help in that horribleness. Apple and I have joined the dark side to help the bad conference. Oh yeah, this is my first time in the AFC because in 19 I was the Saints and last year I was San Francisco. So feels weird I'm in the AFC. I almost made myself, I think I almost made myself Washington, but then I made myself Denver, so I get the AFC experience. Glad to be in such a deep conference. Again, it's so wonderful. And when your division has the 3 teams with the top record in the NFC, and you're not one of those 3 teams, if we lose, I'm going to put Scooter at quarterback, see what he can do. Oh, my. I mean, Isaiah's played so well. You can't really blame this loss on him. I think it said he was 7 for 7. But, I mean, Scooter was originally drafted to be a quarterback. So, that'd be interesting. But Isaiah's playing really well today, even though they're down. Ravens might stop that trend. Well, I mean, last year in OFL 20, New England made the Super Bowl all 5 years. So, just because there's one really good team doesn't mean it's a better conference. Glad to be in such a bad conference and still suck. You were almost Denver according to me. I think that was true. I think I had you as Denver and I had me as Washington. Yeah, I made a number of switches towards the end. I guess including Denver. I'm happy I chose Denver because I think this division is a little bit more interesting than the NFC East. You can't bench me, your defense is struggling. That is exactly right. The Chiefs are losing this game because of their defense, not because of their quarterback. The quarterback play has been off the charts all season for Kansas City. Today has been no exception. Like, Isaiah, in my opinion, is a legit candidate for the MVP award, in my opinion. But, I mean, Scooter can throw. So, what's good, sports gamer? Welcome. At least there's parity. That is true. Last year, there was no parity. This year, it's all about parity, and there's no favorite at all. There's, like, no team that totally stands out as a legit contender. Whereas last year, it was pretty much just the Patriots and just us. So, I'm happy I've set up new rules for parity. I am considering allowing myself to trade starting this offseason, but, I mean, with the veto system in place, I won't be able to finesse and get a really good team like I did last year. So, man, I almost was coaching a team in a state that legalizes weed. Legion would try to take your job. That's all I'm going to say. If you get it, you get it. Now I'm coaching a team in a country that legalizes weed. Does Canada legalize weed? I don't know. I'm not Canadian, nor do I smoke weed, so I would not know either of those things.
17. Chiefs 10.
Is it just me, or have the Browns in real life mediocre? No, the Browns just suck. I mean, not this year, but the Browns aren't known as a mediocre team. Like the Chargers, when you think of the Chargers, you think of mediocrity, but in the most painful ways. Who's the most mediocre team in the NFL? Like in general, that's a good question. The Texans, I think, are up there. I think the Vikings are that. The Vikings are pretty mediocre. Carolina, to an extent. I mean, the Panthers are a winning team more times than not, especially in recent memory. But I mean, all of their stars have left in like the worst ways. I mean, they ditched Cam, they ditched Steve Smith, and Luke Kuechly just said, "Nah, I'm out of here." Bills and Dolphins are very mediocre. I mean, the whole AFC East has just sucked the past 20 years. The Dolphins have a legit future, and I think the Dolphins are playoff contenders now. I don't think people realize how good the Dolphins are right now. They are a borderline top 10 team in the league. And I think they have a chance to win a playoff game or two. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, but they could win a playoff game or two. They could do some damage. Marijuana is legal in Canada. You don't do anything. It's just Trudeau sucks. I don't know who that is. Almost as bad as Trump, and that's his only change. So what is that, like the Prime Minister? I'm not going to act like I know very many foreign leaders. You got Trump, Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, and that's about all I can name. Next 3 games you need to win. After that, you have Tennessee and Baltimore, which you probably aren't winning. I mean, if you guys are a good team, you'll win one of those 2 games. Are you borderline elite or just good? The Colts are a good organization. I mean, if we look at the past 25 years, I mean, granted, they've had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck and only have 1 ring, but I think the Colts, for the most part, have been a pretty consistently good organization. Looks like that Josh Jacobs prop bet is yes, because nobody is even trying to run the ball. And it makes sense because Drew Lock and Isaiah Thomas have both been really good today, so Trudeau's the Prime Minister, somehow made it to his 2nd term. Beat Tennessee, please, and thank you. Yeah, you guys need as many Titans losses as possible. I think the Titans are still a little bit better than the Colts in real life this year, but I mean, beating them on Thursday night the other day is a gigantic deal for the Colts. I mean, Indy's a good football. I mean, that defense is ridiculous. Their front 7 is insane. DeForest Buckner in the middle is so good. Usually when you trade high draft picks for players, they don't normally work out for the team getting the player. I think this looks like a really good trade for the Colts, especially considering Javon Kinlaw, who the Niners got with that pick, has been kind of disappointing. Well, I thought he was going to be really good, Kinlaw, and he just hasn't yet. I mean, Darius Leonard is an absolute stud. Bobby Okereke is an absolute stud, and people do not even know who he is. So, get used to the name Bobby Okereke. He's on the Diablos, Mr. Okereke. I don't know if he's on the field right now, but he's on our team. Colts are just under elite. If we're talking about this year, yeah, I'd say that's fair. The Colts are not like a top contender, but they're, if we were to rank every team, I'd probably say they're around 10 to 12. You find talent, at least for quarterbacks? That's true. Imagine if you had Ballard, but at the beginning of Andrew Luck's career, oh my word. That would be something. A non-Ryan Grigson-led Indianapolis Colts team with Andrew Luck, and specifically with Chris Ballard at the helm. Holy smokes, that team could have won some rings. Remaining schedule is Texans, Eagles, Jags, Titans, Ravens, Giants. That's an easy schedule. The Titans and Ravens and Steelers are good. The other 5 of those teams all suck balls. I mean, I guess the Eagles are mediocre, the Texans have Deshaun Watson, but the Giants are terrible. The Jets are the Jets, and the Jaguars are terrible as well. What's good, RNPP? Welcome to the stream, my friend. But Nick, you guys should go probably at minimum 5-3. And if you guys are a good team, you'll go at least 6-2. Is Myles Garrett in the zone? Because he only has 1.5 sacks, but, I mean, if you count this half a sack, he's technically taken down the quarterback twice. I guess not. That's kind of stupid. Illini dub. Did you guys win? If so, how? Because Rutgers is no longer terrible. I mean, I guess Rutgers isn't good this year, but I mean, I guess Rutgers isn't really a meme anymore, which is kind of sad. Because Rutgers was a fun meme. That's going to be PI on us and an automatic first down. That's a killer. That pass wasn't even close. I mean, yeah, that's a clear pass interference on Okuda. I'm not saying the call is bad, but what are you doing, dude? That pass was nowhere near the receiver. Any more questions about Canada? Also, color. Everybody's favorite Canadian word, color. Oh, another strip sack! It's going to be another scoop and score. I think that's Devin White. 2 scoop and scores for the Diablo defense. How about that? First of all, who got that sack? Second of all, it was the ball out. Our defense has played for the most part pretty well today. I mean, Isaiah Thomas is throwing the ball like a machine, but we've scored more points than we've allowed on defense alone. 54. That's Josh Uche. Josh Uche is an animal in this game. He is really good in that instant this year. I wanted him on the Lions, and he has not been all that good for the Pats. I mean, he'd probably be a starter for us, considering Jelani Tavai starts, and oh my god, he is so bad. He's not just terrible in the OFL, he is awful in real life this year, which is fun. I didn't know Daniel Jones was the Chiefs quarterback. I mean, Daniel Jones doesn't have this arm talent. Jesus, Madden pocket presence is horrific. I am not going to disagree with you there. Madden's pocket awareness is so unbelievably terrible. Will Indiana please give Ohio State a little fit? I mean, it's possible. I think Ohio State should win that game fairly easily, but I mean, Indiana's a really good team, so. Oh, it's picked off by Jeff Okuda, who has been terrible today. He actually does something. A 3rd turnover for the defense. Yeah, that was an awful throw. We had 2 defenders in front of Westbrook, and Okuda's the one who comes down with it. Yeah, this game's over. I'd probably agree with you there. As long as we score, that'll make it a 3-possession game, which means it would be time to sim. I did not expect to play this well at all today. I thought the Chiefs were way better than us going in this game. And to be honest, I still think the Chiefs are better, but wow, I am impressed. This defense looks great. And it's not even that Isaiah Thomas has been bad. I mean, he has turned it over 3 times. I'm not going to act like Isaiah's been great. But outside of the 3 turnovers, he has been nearly flawless. Waiting for the Jays to get someone that was involved with the Cleveland Indians. What? I mean, shoot, I'll take someone named Francisco Lindor who was involved with the Cleveland Indians. I feel like we barely have the ball today. The Chiefs have been... I mean, considering we scored 2 defensive touchdowns, that kind of makes sense, but... I mean, they have controlled the time of possession like all day. And it looks like we're going to sim a rushing touchdown for one of the receivers, it looks like. Oh, no, that's probably KJ Hamler. Oh, it is KJ Hamler. Okay. That makes sense, because he's not a receiver. Probably going to lose this game anyway. Yeah, it appears so. I mean, this loss does not mean the Chiefs are out of the division race or the playoff race. I mean, they're only a game behind us. And with how bad this conference is, I mean, the Chiefs are certainly still a wild card contender. And I definitely think the Chiefs are one of the 7 best teams in this conference. So if they make the playoffs, I think they're still a force to be reckoned with. But this was a dominant victory today by the Diablos, who, I mean, when we've watched the Diablos so far this year, we've looked really bad. Lindor's gone. I wouldn't say it's gone guaranteed, but it appears that Lindor has possibly played his last game in an Indians jersey, which I'm not really complaining about. There's a part of me that really wants us to sign George Springer. I know we probably shouldn't go after any big names, but I mean, I've always been a George Springer guy. And I mean, I don't know what his relationship with AJ Hinch is. If it's good, then I mean, that'd be fun. We might as well go for it. And we do go for it. Alright, we can go faster. Atkins and Shapiro were the GM and CEO of the Indians before switching to the Jays. When were they running the show then? Because, I mean, the Indians roster could be a lot different than it was when those two were there. He said, ew, KJ Hamler. I mean, I think how Penn State has played so far this year shows how good KJ Hamler was. Because, I mean, KJ Hamler was probably their best player last year, and I don't think it was super close. We have put up a 50 bomb. Holy cow. How many times did Josh Jacobs score in the sim? You hate Paul. Anyone with the last name Dolan should not be allowed to own a sports franchise. Period. Kind of obsessed with getting a team builder team and on rookie, trying to have them go undefeated for 60 years. That'd be so much fun. Around the time when Lindor came up, so what would that be, like 2015, 2014? I imagine the roster is very different. I mean, baseball teams change with a blink of an eye. So, I think the Chiefs' defense could use some work. I think offensively they're a really good team, but their defense is not the best. Isaiah Thomas, in my opinion, was pretty good. He did have some bad turnovers, but he wasn't very bad. Drew Lock as well wasn't too bad. 87%. Did not throw a touchdown or a pick, but he played really well. Josh Jacobs with 3 We scored 5 touchdowns on offense, and they were all on the ground. 3 for Jacobs, who had more rushing yards than the Chiefs combined. Actually, he had doubled more yards. KJ Hamler scores twice. Leading receiver is Calvin Ridley. McBoyle also scores. Oh, Calvin Ridley versus Riley Ridley. I didn't even realize that. Chiefs' offensive line was not very good today, which is a surprise because their offensive line is really good. 2 sacks for Garrett. And Jeff Okuda had 2 interceptions. He must have a 1 in sim. Ooh, me likey. What a win. GG, fellas. I did not expect to win at all today by 35. I thought we were going to go 0-2 today. I am shocked. Diablos put up a... Oh, shoot.